Hello aspirants. We have already discussed the editorials and the two questions in the previous editorial video. So we discussed the editorial on GST Council. We discussed the debates, presidential debates in USA. Then the third two articles, the lead article is on triple talaq. So we discussed the question on that. Then second on cross LOC trade, which completed 8 years presently. So we discussed the question based on that and the article. Then now the next two articles which need to be discussed and we have covered in this part 2 of the video is one on the militarist policy of Israel and the next one is on referendums. The first question here, the aggressive militarist policy of Israel has not paid. Discuss. So recently Prime Minister Narendra Modi made a comparison between India's cross LOC surgical strikes to the way Israel responds in its neighborhood troubles, So this is the reason for this article. The article gives the entire history about Israel's wars which it has undertaken basically in Lebanon. So first we need to look at the Israel map as well. This is Israel in yellow. The Gaza Strip here, a small part in grey here, and West Bank are the regions occupied by Palestinians presently and they are demanding an independent nation. However, this two-state solution for Israel and Palestine is a problem because demarcation of boundaries is contested. So let's see what happens. The issue still continues. So Israel is the independent nation known. It does not allow Palestine to become a member of United Nations too because it is not an declared independent nation yet. So the Israel has fought wars in South Lebanon. Lebanon is a neighbor here where the Palestinian Liberation Organization PLO was fighting war with Israel from Lebanon. So in order to counter that, it invaded Lebanon and occupied it for 18 years. So this was the period of civil war in Lebanon. And during this civil war, another military organization, Hezbollah, became powerful. It was a Shia militant group. The Shias were oppressed in this region, so they also supported. It's also a political party and part of the parliament as well over there in Lebanon. Then they became powerful and they started attacking Israel. So as a response to Hezbollah's attacks, then Israel again invaded Lebanon in 2006, just 6 years after it had left Lebanon. So this is the history of Israel's conflict. And there also again a 34-day war took place and the instigation for that was 2 Israeli soldiers captured by Hezbollah. So the 34 days resulted in complete bombardment of this region in Lebanon and finally then they retreated. Plus they also faced problem within Israel also because PLO, when it was countered in South Lebanon, it became powerful in West Bank, which is here in Israel itself. Jerusalem is contested between the two because that's an ancient historic city prominent to all Muslims, Jews and Buddhists and Christians. So then this Jerusalem will be occupied by whom is a major issue. So West Bank saw PLO becoming powerful. Another military organization becoming powerful was in this Gaza Strip here, and that was Hamas. It was much more militant and creating trouble for Israel. As a response to countering Hamas also, what they did was complete air, naval and land blockade was put on Gaza Strip, which again resulted in an international outcry against Israel's actions. So this has been the way Israel has countered instigations or provocations against it, and the response to this has been highly militaristic, but the result has been lack of security even for Israel because it still suffers from threats from all these sides. So that is about Lebanon and Israeli conflict also. And India is again, it is highlighted in this article that India's war is not with some smaller regions, nations around it, and Israel is itself a nuclear empowered country surrounded by these regions and it can use that much force. But we are having Pakistan, a neighbor who is also a nuclear power. So we undertaking something like Israel will be disastrous. So that cannot be an option for India. Then the next article is, the next question is on referendum. The question which we have framed is, the maturing of Indian democracy with slow but sure strengthening of representative institutions, the separation of power and increased participation in elections is a triumph of the people. What are the ways to supplement the functioning of Indian democracy to make it more accountable, participative and deliberative? So one point which is discussed here is about referendums. So referendums, we have seen two major international referendums in news presently. One was in Britain and another one was in Colombia. So in Britain, the referendum was conducted. What is basically referendum? Is an issue being put to vote to the people. So the entire population of the country will vote, or entire region. In these two cases it was the entire population. So these people were asked to vote whether Britain should exit EU or not, European Union. So people vote yes or no. So majority of them voted yes. So now Britain is actually going to exit European Union and the future here is uncertain. And in Colombia, the point put to vote was whether the peace deal signed between Colombian government and FARC, a former terrorist organization, should be approved or not. So here again the people rejected the peace deal. So in both the cases the outcomes were shocking and they posed a challenge for the government about how do they proceed further. So of course there are ways ahead, but still referendum is actually an initiative taken when there are challenges of taking decisions which may not be popular. So when the government faces troubles later because of taking unpopular decisions, it's better to put them to vote, and if people approve it, take those decisions. If they don't, then not. So such an initiative, can it also be taken in India, is discussed. So in India again the possibility is there, but on what cases referendum should be allowed, to what extent can that be taken as justifying, all those aspects need to be completely discussed and considered before going ahead on such an initiative, because of course results of referendums many a times are a surprise and throwing challenges for the government. So of course presently the role of people in the government is as much as through the media. So presently even social media plays a very prominent role. So that brings in participative governance. Also the government puts in many bills and draft regulations into the public domain. So people are invited to give in their suggestions. So that is also part of participative democracy. So technology helps a lot in bringing in participative democracy. And local government strengthening will bring in more inclusiveness. Decentralization of power will bring in more inclusiveness, participation. So those aspects can also result in more participative democracy. So those are the two articles which we need to discuss today. Thank you.